Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, Lexington police say they have arrested a man in connection with a home invasion last month on Old Paris Road.
The Fayette County coroner is still waiting to release the identity of a person killed in a fiery crash on Versailles Road.
And it could improve response times for emergency calls. Groundbreaking today for a new 911 call center in Lexington.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it's so good to have you with us on WKYT as we get this Tuesday off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. A little bit of the white stuff this morning.
Here and there, and the temperatures this morning are colder than they were yesterday morning. You notice that. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. He's in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, what we have to watch out for is the flakes overnight and early this morning. It wasn't much, but add that to already freezing drizzle, and you got to watch for some icy patches there on the roads, especially those overpasses and bridges. It won't be much, and it's not going to cause several issues, but it's just something you need to be aware of. Down 460 and also Mountain Parkway, holding on to some of those flakes, and most of this just flurries flying around. You'll see 20s out there, and that's kind of what I'm most concerned about from all that drizzle yesterday and also the flakes overnight. Those overpasses and bridges, they get colder than everything else, and they stay colder than everything else for a lot longer, too. So yeah, you really just got to watch that as you travel. 37 this afternoon, 48 tomorrow, and then the focus of the forecast. Not just one Arctic front, but a couple of them, and it really drops our temperatures, maybe even teens for highs. And I'll show you when that falls coming up.
All right, thank you. And this word just in, Scott County schools operating on a 1-hour delay today. So 1-hour delay again in Scott County. New this morning on WKYT, we've uncovered new details in an investigation that we've been tracking in our newsroom for a month now. Lexington police tell us they've arrested a man in connection to a violent home invasion.
Police arrested 20-year-old Charles Reeves. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live from District Court with the latest on his arrest. Hillary, good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. That's right. Police arrested the man charged in that violent home invasion, Charles Reeves, last night in Lexington, and he is set to be arraigned this morning in Fayette County District Court. It is a crime that police say does not happen often around town. The victim told officers that two men made their way into his home armed with guns. He says the two intruders then tied the victim's hands together with zip ties and held guns to their heads, threatening to kill them. Also, they could rob the victim, who says he runs a home improvement business, out of his house. Now, luckily, no one was hurt during this ordeal. However, the two intruders did get away. During the investigation, the victims were able to identify one of the suspects through Facebook. They told detectives the man used the profile name Fat Man Jones. Now, detectives then ran that name through a police database and found out that it was an alias for Charles Reeves. The victims then positively identified Reeves. He is charged with burglary, robbery, and unlawful imprisonment. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, thank you, Hillary. We could soon know the identity of a person killed in a fiery Lexington crash. Investigators say the person was trapped inside a burning car on Versailles Road near Westmoreland. The crash involved 3 cars, 2 of which caught fire. One man who drove up on the crash described for us what he saw.
A tractor-trailer fire along northbound Interstate 75 in Lexington tied up traffic last night. Firefighters say the truck ran over a mattress in the road. The mattress got hung up under the rear wheels of the trailer and caught fire. Firefighters say the driver noticed smoke and pulled over near milepost 103. Firefighters stopped the fire before it could spread to the cab of the truck. No one was injured. Firefighters say the trailer is damaged. Lexington police are trying to track down some young burglars who went on a neighborhood crime spree.
Police say 2 juveniles were knocking on doors on Hunters Green Court Monday morning in the Andover neighborhood. If no one was home, those kids would force their way inside, or try to. They actually got into 2 homes before a neighbor saw them and tried to stop them. The pair drove through a yard to get away. A woman who lives nearby says this is normally a quiet neighborhood.
Pretty crazy. Nothing like this ever happens around here. Very scary and unsettling.
Well, police say the 2 burglars were driving a black Honda CR-V with bullet hole stickers on the driver's side door.
Coming up on 5:05 on WKYT this morning, an employee of a Richmond donut shop has been accused of breaking into it. Over the weekend, Richmond police arrested 42-year-old Kimberly Kelley and charged her with burglary. Police say in December she broke into Poppy's Donuts on the Eastern Bypass and stole money. Police say their investigation later led them to Kelley, who works at the store.
Well, Laurel County deputies need your help finding a man they say led them on a chase last month. Deputies say 39-year-old Michael Bruner would not stop when they tried to pull him over along US 25 in London. A subsequent chase hit speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. Bruner was wanted for drug trafficking and parole violation. Anyone with information is asked to contact the sheriff's office at the number on your screen. Well, happening today, the city of Lexington will be breaking ground on a new 911 call center.
Right, crews will start construction at a site off Versailles Road, and this is one that the director of the city's 911 operation says is very much needed. WKYT's Mark Barber is live for us this morning with how this new center could improve response times if you have an emergency. Mark?
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. The director of the 911 center says that he hopes that the new call center will help cut down on the delays that were uncovered by a WKYT investigation. We found that when the city changed the way that they transferred emergency calls last year, some 911 callers waited much longer for an answer than they did from 2010 to 2013. While every 911 call was answered before 50 seconds in those 4 years, call center documents obtained by WKYT show that in 2014, 42 emergency calls rang between 51 and 60 seconds before they were answered. Call takers say it's getting harder to answer calls quickly because call volume is way up. Not only are call takers receiving more calls overall, the data shows that abandoned calls are also way up, meaning that the number of times when callers hung up or accidentally called 911 jumped 180% last year. The 911 center director says they brought in temporary employees to keep up with all the calls, but our investigation found that it cost taxpayers $83,000 in 2014, compared to an average of $47,500 in 2011, 2012, and 2013.
We lose a lot of valuable time and resources for things that are not emergencies.
Stack hopes that by the spring of 2016, that will all be a problem of the past. The 911 call center here at police headquarters, along with the secondary call center at the fire department, will consolidate in the new call center that is being built on Cisco Road. Stack hopes that the increased staffing there will help them answer 911 calls much more quickly. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, the Fayette County Board of Education has hired a national search firm to help find the district's next superintendent. During a meeting last night, the board voted to hire ProAct Search. Board members say they are expecting a base contract of $22,000 with the firm. ProAct focuses on superintendent searches for school districts of more than 20,000 students.